are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Hamer, your Program Advisor for the University of Houston Six Sigma programs. Just a little bit about myself. I've been working in higher ed as an instructor and admissions and program advisement for professional and graduate degree education for about 7 years. And I'm very excited to be a member of the UH team and working with each of you as you make the decision to enroll in our Six Sigma programs. I want to thank each of you for taking the time out of your day to join us this afternoon for our informational webinar. I'm not sure if you're aware that our program is actually just one of many career-enhancing programs that we offer through our School of Continuing and Professional Studies. They include project management, paralegal studies, and test preparation in addition to our Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt. We are proud to boast that University of Houston awards more than 7,000 degrees annually, and nearly 200,000 alumni are around the globe. The University of Houston is committed to offering the highest level of educational training that you would expect. And that being said, let's get started with our webinar, and I'd like to introduce you to our presenter and program director, Jennifer John.
Well, thanks so much, Michelle, for that warm introduction. Before we get started, I do want to make sure that our audio is coming through loud and clear for the attendees that we have with us today. You'll notice there's a small hand icon next to your name. Go ahead and click on that hand icon. That'll indicate to myself and Michelle that you can hear us. And I'll give everybody just a couple of seconds. I see hands going up all over the place. Fantastic. Well, we have 55 individuals that have registered for our webinar, and we are very excited that you joined us this afternoon. We do want to honor your time. I'm sure a lot of you are using your lunch break or some meeting time to be with us, and I wanted to give you an overview of what to expect during the next 45 minutes. First of all, I'll be talking about some of what we consider to be the main benefits of our Six Sigma programs. And then for those of you that may not have a background in Six Sigma, I am going to give some information about the history of Six Sigma and then the actual processes that surround what we call the DMAIC process in Six Sigma. Of course, I have several slides on the format of both our Six Sigma Green and Black Belt programs, and then I have some information about the excellent instructors that teach for us. At that point, I'll turn the presentation back over to Michelle, and she's going to go through some payment options and how you can enroll in the program, and then we'll try to save the last few minutes for any questions that you have. Now, speaking of questions, as I'm going through my presentation, feel free to go ahead and type any questions that you have into the chat area. Just to get comfortable with that, I'd like everybody just to let us know how you found out about the program. So if you can type into the chat area if it was through a Google search, perhaps you're a University of Houston alumni, or the way that you heard about our program, that'll get everybody comfortable using the chat section. And of course, with questions as I'm going through the presentation, Michelle will be answering those questions as they come in. All right. Well, one of the main benefits of our program is that it's very, very effective. We have a blended learning approach for both our Green and Black Belt programs, and we think that combining the best of the online classroom and then online training will help you learn much more effectively. Also, the program is very flexible. We offer the online training that you can take from the convenience of your home or office computer, and then we also require the instructor class sessions. Now, for our Greenbelt program, that would only be 4 days of classroom training, and then for our Black Belt program, that would be 7 days of classroom training. Next, it's personalized. A portion of the Six Sigma Black Belt classes will be spent developing a full-scale independent project based on your company or organization's specific challenges. If you don't have a company project to work on, I wouldn't be concerned about that because we do have case scenarios that are incorporated into our curriculum, and you can use one of those case studies for the project. Next, I do want to talk about what Six Sigma is. It is not only the Six Sigma measurement system, but it's also a management methodology for achieving world-class quality. Six Sigma itself originated back in the mid-'80s at Motorola to dramatically improve work processes by eliminating defects. However, I'd say the history of quality improvement and process control, that began as early as the 1920s. Much of that preliminary work was done at Western Electric, the manufacturing arm of AT&T that produced telephone hardware. I'd say from about 1918 until the 1950s, three important figures emerged: Walter Shewhart, Dr. Edwards Deming, and then Dr. Joseph Juran, each of which made sizable contributions to the role of quality in business. After a Japanese company purchased one of Motorola's failing TV manufacturing facilities, they made significant changes to management and operation processes. The factory was soon producing television sets with dramatically fewer defects than Motorola had ever experienced. So in response to this, the then CEO Bob Galvin, he challenged his company to achieve a 10-fold improvement in performance over a 5-year period. This quantum leap in quality improvement required a radically different approach. And in implementing statistical process control theory, they began measuring quality in terms of an unheard of defects per million opportunities, or DPMO. Motorola equated Six Sigma with only 3.4 DPMO, or achieving a 99.9997% reliability. Now, over the years, the term Six Sigma has spawned a variety of definitions. One of them that I'd like to share with you is from George Eakes, who's a recognized Six Sigma expert. He describes it as follows: Six Sigma at its basic level is attempting to improve both effectiveness and efficiency at the same time. So Six Sigma is a measure of customer satisfaction that is near perfection. Others have described Six Sigma as simply a smarter way to manage a business, or a business philosophy and initiative that enables world-class quality and continuous improvement to achieve the highest level of customer satisfaction through the reduction in process error. I like this particular screenshot, which of course is Jack Welch, who's the retired chairman and CEO of General Electric. Jack states, at its heart, Six Sigma is about understanding what your customers want and then developing a game plan to deliver it. So Six Sigma is about making sound decisions based on data, not intuition or hunches. Management training itself is a critical element of successful Six Sigma deployment. Learning how to successfully integrate the Six Sigma approach into an organization's systems allow its top leaders and its functional managers to take ownership of the deployment and then successfully align it with the organization's objectives. Next is a measurement system. Applying Six Sigma at that organizational level leads companies to measure how many defects are in the process and then systematically determine how to eliminate those defects in processes or products to get as close to zero defects as possible. In this example, a company operating at a 2 Six Sigma level would experience 308,539 defects per million opportunities. However, once a company reached the Six Sigma level, they only experienced 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Now, I know a lot of you are very familiar with organizations that are operating at the Six Sigma level, but here are a couple of examples that I wanted to share with everybody. AT&T, the reliability of getting a dial tone every time, and of course with Federal Express, you know that that your package will be delivered by by 10 a.m. guaranteed. And then with McDonald's, as we all know, whether in California or New York or even globally, it's always going to taste like a Big Mac. And then Coca-Cola. Coke tastes the same way every time, no matter where you're at. These organizations and many others are really operating at that Six Sigma quality level, which not only ensures that customers are going to receive what they expect, but their business processes have been tightened down so that they are eliminating the majority of defects in any of their products or processes. Now, I do want to spend some time just giving an overview of how this whole defect reduction process works. It is a Six Sigma methodology that uses data and statistical tools to systematically improve those processes for sustainability. It follows a very project-focused approach consisting of the 5 phases that you see on the screen right now, which are known as DMAIC: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So let me provide just a brief overview of each one of these stages. First of all, we begin in the define stage. The most basic question that needs to be answered here is, what are we trying to improve and by how much? Critical customer requirements are defined, a project charter is developed, and a schedule of milestones following the whole DMAIC process is developed. I'd say this stage is the most critical because projects not thoroughly defined often result in wasted time and capital. I'm sure a lot of my attendees today can think back on a time when they were working on a project in their company, and if it wasn't fully developed and the schedule of milestones were not fully included, there was a significant reduction as far as wasted time and the capital or man hours that go into the project. So again, making sure that you have a clear charter and schedule of milestones is critical to a successful DMAIC process. After we define everything, then we go into our measure phase. Here the company is going to gather all historical data that's possible and then measure that against the current performances of the process. The results of data measurement typically include what we call a histogram, control chart, and then process capability. After the measurement phase, we move into an analyze. Analysis is performed to identify key root causes and process detriments. In other words, determining which factors are significant. There are several tools that we use, including a Pareto analysis, cause and effect diagrams, and failure mode and effects analysis. Descriptive statistics and regression analysis are the most common statistical tools used to analyze data. And most of these analytics are performed using basic formulas in Excel spreadsheets or on your calculator. However, when you move into the more complex black belt curriculum, we do use software that our students will implement. It's called Minitab, and we do have students working through Minitab. Now, there's a lot of different softwares out there. Some of them are proprietary that companies use. There's also software through QI Macro, as well as add-ins for Excel. But the majority of the statistical computations are done in the beginning for the Greenbelt program through calculators and Excel spreadsheets. And then if you move on to our Black Belt program, again, using something along the lines of Minitab. All right, after we analyze all of our data, we move into our improve phase. The primary purpose here is to reduce variability or eliminate the cause. During this stage, the team generally brainstorms, lists, and evaluates many improvement ideas. Techniques at this particular stage include criteria like the effectiveness of solution, ROI, or return on investment, time to implement, or customer satisfaction. After the improve phase, we move into our last one, which is the control phase. Once our new processes are in place, the entire goal shifts to monitoring the processes to make sure high quality levels are maintained. We lock in those gains and make adjustments for new processes. We accomplish this through statistical process control, continuous improvement, and control plans. Teams meet regularly to monitor and measure results against the targets, and then of course report to upper management. So at the core of this entire DMAIC process is the focus on achieving data-driven, customer-focused improvements, which result in significant cost savings for the entire organization. All right. I did want to share some of the benefits of the U.S. University of Houston Six Sigma certificates. First of all, you'd be developing leadership skills. You'd learn how to lead cross-functional teams and become much more influential within your organization. Along with leadership skills, there are going to be many benefits from a professional development standpoint. You'll become a valuable asset to your company and, of course, learn practical, marketable skills. So having that Six Sigma certification for a green or black belt program is definitely going to help you from a marketing standpoint. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about why we think a UH education is different. First of all, it's important for me to share that Six Sigma certifications are not regulated by any type of certifying body, such as the Project Management Institute, which is the certifying body for the PMP certification. I'm sure several of my attendees today do have their PMP certification, but unlike that particular certification, there isn't any national regulating body for Six Sigma. So that really makes the reputation of where you get, or a reputation of the program that you're certified by, much more important. As we all know, the reputation of the University of Houston is well renowned, not only in the state of Dallas, but all over the country. And having a certificate from us is going to really improve your resume. Also, we offer what we consider to be the best of both learning environments with self-paced online modules that are coupled with classroom training. We felt this provides the optimal training experience for our students. And more importantly, we also felt that having that instructor-led classroom training was critical for our students so that they have the ability to hear from a practicing master black belt as well as network with their classmates during the classroom sessions. In addition, it's important to us that you succeed in your learning experience here at the University of Houston. That's why we provide continued support throughout your Six Sigma training. Students have access to technical and instructional assistance all during the program, as well as phone and email support, not only from our dedicated program staff, but also the instructors. We're all available to answer technical questions regarding website access and also provide instructional support for assignments or materials during the class. Now, we also provide a thorough orientation approximately a week before the first day of class sessions so that everybody is comfortable with not only the online platform that we use, but also from expectations for the classroom training. Next, I did want to share a chart about the average salaries for a black belt. This gives you an idea of how the salaries have increased since 2004. And this particular chart comes directly from Six Sigma's Global Salary Survey report. So you'll notice back in 2004, the average salary for a practicing black belt was approximately $70,000. But in 2012, that had increased all the way up to $83,000. $3,000. So you can certainly see how a return on investment from your taking a certification, such as the black belt, is certainly going to pay off as far as your salary potential. Again, these are national salaries. Also, along with this yearly salary, I'd recommend that any of our attendees go ahead and use there's an online site. It's called Indeed.com, INDEED.com, that will pull in all of the job listings from the majority of the online sites, such as Monster.com and Career Builder. Once you're in Indeed.com, you can set up your job search parameters. I'd recommend using a green belt certification, black belt certification, and then also it'll pull up based on your demographic restrictions that you've set. So as an example, Houston area, you may be actually in an area outside of Dallas, but just set it to that, and it's going to pull up all the job openings in your particular area. And you'll see, I think the last time I did one for the Houston area, there were over 22 job postings for both green or black belt certification. So again, another excellent resource for you to use to take a look at the return on investment that you would gain by joining one of our programs. All right, now I'd like to go into an overview of our online training. Again, these are self-paced online modules, and they prepare all of our students for the instructor-led classroom training. We give the students access to the online portal. Of course, it's a 24/7 portal, and the online modules are really in place to make sure that everybody is on the same learning curve before they enter the classroom training. The modules will take students through the entire DMAIC process before they go into the classroom, and it's a fantastic system that not only has pre and post exams, but it also has audio and video capabilities. What I'm showing you now is a sample of the modules list. This happens to be for our Lean Six Sigma Green Belt program. All of the modules are clearly defined. They also have guides that you can use, and then the option of pre and post, they call them tests, but they're all actually assessments of your knowledge before you complete a module and then after you complete the module. In addition, it's a very intuitive system. There's a map and search functionality. The map functionality shows a list of the main pages in each module, and then you can also search for any words in the captions. It's a little hard to see the middle of the screen, but you'll notice under the topic area, Lean Six Sigma, each of the subtopics follow the entire DMAIC process after the overview. And in this particular screenshot, after the overview, you can see the define, measure, analyze, and then improve particular sections of the DMAIC process. And then next, I wanted to show you an example of what an actual module looks like. This one happens to be for the Six Sigma Introduction. You'll notice that the text that is on the right side of the screen, that's the actual audio that you're going to hear. At the very bottom of the screen, there is a section where you can back up, you can replay, you can click on next to go to the following screen. And then also it gives you the ability to, if you're going through a particular module, you're able to access the exact ending spot when you go back in. I would say each of the modules take anywhere between 45 minutes to approximately an hour, and we do give plenty of time built into the curriculum so that students can complete those online modules before they actually enter the classroom itself. All right, now what I would like to do is give you an overview of a typical typical green belt program. The example that you see right now is for our upcoming green belt. It is a 3-week program which begins on June 10th and runs through June 27th. During the first 2 weeks of the training, our students are going to be completing their online module coursework. So of course that would be during the weeks of June 10th and June 17th. Again, you can take that morning, noon, late evening, any time that you want to access those online modules. Then during the 3rd week of the training program, students will be on the University of Houston campus for the 4 days of classroom training, and those run on June 24, 25, 26, and 27. Classes do meet from 9 in the morning until 4 p.m. And then during the afternoon of the last class session on June 27th, our students will be completing their final examination for certification purposes. It is a 2-hour exam that's given during that last class in the afternoon, and students are actually leaving with their certification or their certificate of completion in hand. Now, in the very unlikely event that we have a student that does not pass the exam on the first attempt, we will give them an opportunity to retake a completely different exam approximately a week later. That way the student has an opportunity to study some of the topics and concepts which they may have missed during the original final exam, and we do give them that chance to take a completely different test. So while we don't 100% guarantee graduation, we do want to ensure that our students have that second opportunity. In the event that they do fail, and to be honest with you, this has never happened before because of the excellent instruction that we have. But in the event that they do fail that second exam, we would ask them to take another completely new program at no additional charge so that they can graduate successfully. All right, the next example that I have is a black belt program. We actually have one which is going on right now. It started April 29th, and we're very excited about that particular black belt that is in the process. But our next black belt program is going to run from October 21st through December 13th. The main difference here is that the program is twice in length, of course, because of the amount of content. So during the first 2 weeks, students are going to be completing online modules, and that's going to be the weeks of October 21 and 28. And then during the 3rd week, there will be 4 days of classroom training. That would be November 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, again from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then during weeks 4 through 6, and actually it would be weeks 4 through 5, but because of the November 25th Thanksgiving holiday, students actually have 3 full weeks off. During November 11th, 18th, and 25th, we'll be completing any of the online modules that they have remaining, as well as working on their independent project. And then during week 7, students will return for the last 3 days of classroom training, which would be on December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then during the afternoon of December 4th, the students will be completing, it's a 4-hour final examination for their certification. And again, while this has never happened in the past, if students need an additional week to complete their project work, they're able to do that through December 13th. So again, the Green Belt program is a 3-week program, and then our Black Belt program is approximately 2 months in length. Next I have the upcoming program dates through the remainder of the year. We do have 2 Green Belt programs that are scheduled, and those run June 10th through the 27th, and then September 23rd through October 10th. Either of these programs would be a great way for you then to be able to complete your Black Belt studies by the end of the year. And of course that Black Belt class is scheduled from October 28th through December 13th. So for those of you that are just interested in your green belt certification, you do have 2 opportunities this year. But if you would like to take the green belt certification and then go on for your black belt, you would be able to do that again by the end of the year. Now, if these dates aren't a good fit for you, or you were more interested in a 2014 program schedule, I can share with you that each year we schedule 4 Greenbelt programs, and those are typically during the winter, spring, summer, and fall, and then 2 Black Belt programs, which are typically scheduled during late spring and then, or I say mid-spring and then also mid-fall. So in case you're interested in 2014, there will be 4 Greenbelt opportunities and then 2 Black Belt opportunities. As I mentioned, we have fantastic instructors in our program. One of the instructors is Marshall Knock, who is teaching our Six Sigma Black Belt program. Marshall is a Master Black Belt. He's also the Director of Process Improvement at Quest Diagnostics. He's a senior leader and design Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt with extensive leadership experience. He's got 8 years of experience in strategic supply chain management. He has over 10 years of parallel experience in business strategy development, product and process development, engineering management, and product line management, and then 5 full years experience in adult education, not only for the University of Houston, but as an internal trainer at Quest Diagnostics and the American Cancer Society. He's also a results-oriented leader, strategist, master trainer, program manager, and practitioner of Six Sigma design and improvement principles. Marshall has a very impressive resume. If any of you are interested in getting more information about Marshall, you can find that detailed information on his profile in LinkedIn. So if you just Google LinkedIn, or if you're a member of LinkedIn, just go ahead and search for Marshall Knock, and you'll see a very extensive background about his incredibly impressive qualifications. Next, I did want to share some of the quotes that we've received from graduates. I'll let you go ahead and read through these, but it's important for me to also mention that all of our students, after their class ends, during that last afternoon, we actually have them complete what we call student evaluations, because it's important for us to hear about any ways that we can improve the program, recommendations as far as things that might have made their class experience better. But these are quotes that we've received from some of the student evaluations. I also want to let you know that during our February 16th program, 100% of the students said they would recommend the class, and that was 12 out of 12 students. So when or if you decide to enroll, you will be in excellent hands, not only from the support from the staff, myself, Michelle, and some other UH staff members, but also with the fantastic instructors that we have. So as far as earning your certificates, we do ask that you complete all of the required online modules and that attend all of the class sessions. If you do know that you have a vacation and you may have to miss a class date, we recommend that you wait until the next program is available, because those 4 required days for the green belt and 7 required days for the black belt are mandatory. Also, you need a 70% or higher on your certification exam in the green and black belt, and then black belts will also be completing a project with additional instructor coaching. So again, 70% to receive your certification in either the green or black belt programs. Now, as far as the program costs, everything is included in the tuition. There aren't any type of hidden fees, application fees, anything along those lines. So our Greenbelt tuition for the online modules as well as the classroom content from your instructor is only $3,500, and then our Black Belt tuition is only $5,500. That includes all of your course materials, and of course we do provide lunch during the classroom training sessions. We also give our students access to the online portal for 1 full year. We found in the past that we have many students that once they graduate, they find themselves working on a green or black belt project 3 or 4 months after they graduate and wanted to go back into those online modules just to refresh on a particular topic. So again, you have a full year to access those online modules. Now, I did get a request, gosh, I think it was about 6 months ago, from somebody. They had graduated over a year ago and wanted to be able to access the modules. So of course, that person was able to get that access. But as a standard, we give you a full year, which is a fantastic benefit. So in addition, we also include the certification exam and then, of course, a beautiful certificate of completion. Now, that certification exam is directly from the University of Houston. Once you have our certification, you're going to hold that for the rest of your life, and that'll be something that you have on your resume as well. All right, now at this point, as we're going to begin talking about payment options, I'll turn the webinar presentation over to Michelle Hamer so she can talk about some of the options and then how to get enrolled.
Thank you, Jennifer. Our payment policy for this program is that tuition is to be paid in full at the time of enrollment, and Jennifer just went through those tuition rates. Some of the options that we offer to individuals who are looking for a way to help supplement or pay for the entire tuition is many of our students who have gone through the program before have been able to receive tuition reimbursement from their employer. A lot of employers offer such a program, and it can't hurt to ask. This is going to add value not only to you as an employee, but to the organization that you will be employed at. Also, we do offer a Sallie Mae continuing education loan. This program is a non-credit continuing education program. Therefore, traditional financial aid is not applicable to the non-credit side of continuing education. So the information you see on the screen right now is also on our website, and we encourage individuals looking to obtain a loan to go through Sallie Mae. They're typically low-interest loans, and they're specific for students who are going through continuing education programs. And following this webinar over the next couple of days, I will be reaching out to each of you individually, following up with a phone call to see if I can answer any additional questions. But I'll also be sending out an email that will include the information you see on the screen right now, links to our website, and a recording of this session, along with the PowerPoint slides and some additional information on the course outline for the Green Belt and Black Belt that we have coming up. So there's no need to rush to write all this down. You will definitely get it in an email, or it will be right on the website for you to access as well. And these are just some screenshots of the Sallie Mae environment where you'll log in, and as you saw on that previous screen, there is a code that will be the school code that you will plug into the system once you get in. And if you go through our portal on our website, it populates a lot of that information ahead of time as it's coming through the University of Houston setup. So it's a very simple process, and you will typically we find that individuals receive an approval or disapproval or rejection for their loan within 30 minutes after actually applying. And this is the information that shows our upcoming programs. As we went through, our June Greenbelt starts on June 10th. We then have one in the fall with September 23rd through October 10th, and our Black Belt, final Black Belt of the 2013 year is October 28th. So you have the opportunity over the course of the next 4 months to take both your Green Belt and your Black Belt and have your full Green and Black Belt certifications. And again, the information to register for the program, my contact information, which will also be included in the email that I send out to you. And I encourage anyone, if you have questions after this webinar, to feel free to reach out to me. The phone number and contact information, again, is on our website. I know I refer to our website all the time, but it is a wealth of information about our program and how to reach out to us as well. And I'd be happy to answer any questions. If you don't hear from me over the course of the next couple days, feel free to give me a call first. And I think that's it for me, so I will turn this back over to Jennifer, and we appreciate, again, you taking time out of your afternoon to join us, and we really look forward to speaking with you and helping you get enrolled in the program of your choice.
Great, thanks so much, Michelle. I also would like to echo her sentiments. We do appreciate your time. We value your time that you just spent with us. The whole goal for our webinar today was to make sure that you have the information that you need to make an informed decision about which is the best program for you to enroll in. Hopefully we have done just that. We've given you all of the information that you need as far as registering for an upcoming program, and of course, hopefully that decision is going to be that you'd like to enroll with the University of Houston. We want to thank you again for joining us, and of course Michelle will be reaching back out to everybody within the next couple of days. So have a fantastic rest of your afternoon, and we certainly look forward to seeing you in one of our upcoming classes.